All right, we're just trying to break some algorithms, people. That's all. We're just if we give it that 30-second break at the beginning of a show, we can beat these little AI bots, and they'll run away and run somewhere else. As you know, I've been pretty well heavily shadow banned lately. So hi, folks. How you going? Monday, everyone back to work, I suppose, and hopefully all your tradies went and got something done. So I told you tonight we've got a guest on tonight. So that's someone, dear friend of mine, Lisa Duffy from Scotland. So with Lisa, you can bring yourself in. I think you're pretty right. Here we go. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm up in the daytime.
Yeah, yeah, roughing it. Yeah. So Lisa works on the American show, obviously, folks, and yeah, she does some crazy sleep times and patterns, and
I've got a sleep pattern at this stage, so
yeah. And that's what we do, folks. None of us are getting paid to do this. Like I've said to you before, we do this because we know there's a bit of a problem in this world, okay, and it needs sorting out. And hopefully there are some things happening that are going to sort it out. But like we've talked about, we've predicted everything that's happened so far. We haven't been wrong. We've been, hot on the pulse. So Lisa's one of the main reasons, or a good reason, that we're hot on the pulse, because she does our researching and stuff. And Dean, I showed a bit of Dean's clip there last night on the show.
Yeah.
You got top class people. So look, folks, there's a little bit of stuff out. There's a guy in America, that Alan Jones, for a start. Okay, let's just have a talk about a couple of things. So Alan Jones in America and Sky News have been taken down off YouTube. You hear about that in the UK, Lisa? Yeah. What do you do? What do you say?
Yeah, well, YouTube are twats, basically. I put a video up on YouTube. My first strike, I'm now on my second strike. One more and I'm going to delete it. My first strike was for uploading a video with no speech on of just Jamie walking around an empty hospital. Didn't speak. Medical misinformation.
That was when Lisa and that went in, and they said all the hospitals were packed at the start of,
Yeah. There was no speech. It was just Jamie walking around the entire corridors all the way around the hospital. There was nobody there. Didn't speak a word. But that was medical misinformation.
Yeah. And so, folks, we're going to do a bit on Australia, okay, and just have a chat about what's going on. So, like, this Alan Jones has been taken down from Sky. We have another guy over in America, right? And he's called Alex Jones. Now, this guy has a profile 10 times as big. Well, that's probably because he's got 10 times the amount of people, but 10 times as big as what Alan Jones has got here in Australia, all right? This guy speaks the truth. Our producer, Dean, used to actually work for Alex at one stage in his career. And Alex is a guy that's right on the pulse, okay? So we're going to play a bit of a video in a minute. I'm just going to chat for a tick, but we're going to play a bit of a video where it goes for 30 minutes. We're going to put it into the chat comments for you folks, okay? And you can have a look at it later. I don't want to burn up all the time watching a 30-minute video, but, yeah, it's a very good rundown on what actually has gone on quickly over the years, what's happening in the background. And like I'm trying to tell you, people, this is not just the Commonwealth going down here. This is all around the world, okay? The deep state are in panic, okay? The people are waking up, okay? And hence is why we are seeing all this stuff that's happening to us, folks, okay? All these tyrannical lockdowns. Ask Lisa. They got no food in the shops over there,
no,
okay? So if you're not double vaxxed, you can't. Well, yeah, tell us a bit about Great Britain. What's going on at the moment, Lisa? You're not double vaxxed. What can't you do?
Nothing, basically. They introduced in the dead of night 2 days ago the passport that they said they were never going to introduce. So now you've got to have proof on your NHS app. So it's not like your little card that you got. It's actually on your medical records on an app that you download to your phone. And any jobs worth in any shop or whatever, wherever you want to go, has now got the right to ask you to see your NHS private records so you can prove to them that you've had the double miracle. Ridiculous.
So that's over in England now. Now they're bringing it out here, folks. You're hearing it all the time on the news. The reason I do not, all right, and probably a good way to open the show would be to have Gladys's little 5-minute spool and that stupid Gash, the health minister, on here. But I can't stand them. I dead set. I cannot stand. I've even stopped watching their 11 o'clock updates. All right, because they're doing my frigging head in. All right, the bullshit they tell on there is just it just sets my day off into a bad fucking. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I lose it. I just can't deal with them. So that's one reason why you people know. Okay, everyone watches the 11 o'clock update. You know what these dickheads are telling us. We're locked in now till the end of August. Okay, unless you've got to go to a sporting event or unless I want to meet, you know, a friend at the brothel.
Yeah, I heard that you can go to brothels in Australia.
Yeah, we can go to Bunnings, the brothel, and the supermarket. So I can't go to my parents' place to go and see them.
But you can go and see a prostitute.
Yeah, but I can. Yeah, unless they're a prostitute. Yeah. God help us. Anyway, yeah, but like, you know, come on, folks. Are we seeing it yet? How come I can meet anyone I want at a brothel, a shopping centre, or Bunnings, but I can't go and visit my parents? You know, now on the news,
I suppose you could potentially, if the police turned up at the door, say that your mother's a prostitute.
Yeah, well, I could. My mother's, God bless my mum. She's not. We're just.
You don't have to do that though to see your mother, but if that's allowed.
Yeah. Well, that's one way to get out the door and get somewhere. So yeah, absolutely ridiculous, people. You know, absolutely ridiculous. Okay, we are just having our freedom of speech taken away. They're bringing down. They're playing their last hands, and what we got to do is stay strong, folks. Okay, so quickly before we play this. Okay, I just want to get this in. Okay, now we passed around amongst us. Okay, a particular recording. Okay, now this recording was mentioned on Channel 10 tonight. News. If you need to go back and stream Channel 10 News, you need to go and have a look at it. It's to do with the AFP. Okay, I don't need to say any more. Okay, now some of us had looked at that, listened to that. Why has it been mentioned on the mainstream, folks? Okay, I'm just gonna throw something out there. If this was not true, right? That thing that we have listened to, and maybe a couple of us have signed up, you know what I mean? If that wasn't true, why would they even entertain it on the mainstream media? Let's think about how this mainstream media works, all right? They're manipulative, okay? They're liars, they're fucktards, you know what I mean? I could use a lot of other fucking adjectives on here to fucking describe them.
I've got several, but you don't
Lisa,
you don't even want to get me started.
So, okay. So why? Okay, I'm asking why they have actually brought this out on the mainstream news and debunked it. Said that they've arrested some people and chased it back to its origins in Adelaide and Brisbane. So let's put our feelers out here, folks, okay, and see what's going on, okay? Because I feel, and I think Lisa, talking to her, you know, a while ago, just before the show, actually, we were talking about it, and if the mainstream is going to mention it, okay, and debunk it, you got to look at it as being friggin' halfway true, okay? That's it. Probably 75% true.
Yeah. If you think if it was crazy, and it was just some mad lunatic just making shit up, they would just ignore it. They would just ignore it. They wouldn't even entertain it. The fact that they entertain it, you need to look further into that. Like so we need to look in like when they entertained a certain thing about a pizza, but I'm not going into that because that can get you banned as well.
Yeah. That's exactly right. Once you do start looking, you'll find. So, folks, I think that one's legit, okay, because of how they've tried to debunk it on the mainstream. So we will talk about that. We're going to do a little float thing in a minute or in a little while, okay, and get everyone, like we said, over onto float, show you how we can have a Lisa.
We aren't going to do anything of the sort. That's why I'm here, because you ain't got a clue. So don't.
Okay. And we all know that. I haven't got a frigging clue. I can open it up. I've got it open now anyway, but you can't see that.
I'm basically here to teach Guru.
Yeah, how to play float.
Yeah, and you still get it wrong.
Yeah. Okay, so just have a think, you guys out there, okay, that, we'll be talking in a day or two, okay, but let's just have a think about that, see what research we can put into that, because I definitely think that that's alive and well, that little movement that we were talking about. If they're debunking it, that means there's something to it, okay? Because otherwise, like Lisa just said, they would not even entertain it, okay? They have other shit to try and fool us with on the media. They don't need to slip that sort of bullshit in if they're not trying to actually demote it, okay? So we're going to play this little bit of a, we're not going to play it all. We're going to play probably about the first 5 minutes or so. Lisa will know when to cut it out. And we're just going to give you a bit of information, and we can, have a chat after we.
You, man, you better stop what you're doing. But you know what? It's already too late, isn't it? They already set this thing in motion. Okay. All right.
InfoWars, the most banned network in the world.
It's Saturday, July 31st. And this is an emergency Saturday evening broadcast. And I'm asking every viewer and every listener that sees this to take notes, check out what I'm claiming, and then once you find out it's true, share it, because this is a life and death situation. Now, I'm about to show you the most incredible information we've ever covered in the last year and a half with this whole COVID situation and the martial law, the medical IDs, and the fake PCR tests and the deaths and everything. But I always go with the science, deep research, a political understanding, and also my spirit or my gut. And doing on-the-ground research with the actual first responders. So I've got some really, really, really good news for you. I've also got some super bad news for you. Let's just get that out of the way.
We just lost volume, Lisa.
Empty. And they were doing TikTok videos, the nurses were. And they were counting people that died in car wrecks or who had cancer or gunshot wounds as COVID. It was BS. It was exaggerated. It was basically made up. That's not the case now. I know a lot of doctors and a lot of nurses around the country. I have talked to more than 30 of them in the last few days, including one of the people that's worked here for years, wife that works at a major hospital in Austin. They are full of people who can't breathe and who are dying. And the media hasn't even hyped this up yet. And here's the rest of the story. They were almost all vaccinated, or their family members are vaccinated. It's shedding. And the CDC now admits it's shedding. So I made phone calls to doctors and nurses last year. I went and checked the numbers. I went down to local hospitals. So did Owen. We had guests on all over the country, live feeds in New York and New Jersey and California that went where they said it was full of people and it wasn't. And then later the numbers came out, we were telling the truth. But what did the expert scientists, I'm getting chills right now, say when they were on my show last year? They said they have tried, the inventor of mRNA technology said when you try to create one that stops a cold virus, it basically takes over the body and starts manufacturing spike proteins. And there's a bunch of different ways it can kill you, but he said, this is madness, don't do it. And all these other top scientists said the same thing. And then we learned Fauci did a study in 2012 under a U.S. government initiative at the University of Texas, Galveston, with Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and others, 7 universities total. And they found it killed almost all the mice and rats that they gave similar vaccines to that attack the spike protein. Because you can't ever guess the RNA of a cold virus. It's too widespread. But they thought, let's just attack the shell of it. And they found out it kills almost all the rats. It kills all the ferrets. So let me get into the new news here. The point is, they knew this. They didn't make a mistake. This was done on purpose. And it turns our bodies into factories of spike protein viruses. It turns our bodies into engines of death. And our expert guest predicted this over a year ago, and now I've got all the clips, all the mainline literature. I've got it all right here. Let me just show you some of the headlines, and I'll get into it. Countdown to the next lockdown. Biden says, in all possibility, U.S. will see more restrictions. We've got White House sources, plus we can see the programming going on. We predicted it. It's here. 2 months ago, they put out a report saying if you question lockdowns, you're a terrorist. They're getting ready for new lockdowns. They're already doing it in blue states and blue cities. It's here. Incredible. And by the way, it's going to be extended through to 15 months to next year's midterm elections, the same way they stole the last election. CDC releases study. Now, this is the biggest news of everything today. It's linked on Infowars.com to the CDC study. And this is all the news now. CDC releases study showing 3/4 of Delta cases are among the vaccinated, says masks are the answer. So they go on and say they've been studying it in Martha's Vineyard and other places. And when they do the test, 70+% of the people that are vaccinated are the ones that have COVID, and they're the ones spreading the, quote, Delta variant. You got to go read this for yourself. This is exactly what Sherry Tenpenny said on my show a year ago. It's what Wolfgang Woodard, the head UN advisor and EU advisor, said. It's what Dr. Yeadon, the former chief science officer at Pfizer, said. It turns out this is all mainline science. I'm not a biology guy. I just know all the top biology people are actually good. They're telling the truth. And it's coming out. So there's that. Here's another one on the Washington Post. Most people infected in Providencetown outbreak were vaccinated. CDC study confirms. Your God, Jeff Bezos's Washington Post. And it goes on to say, first they spun this. Remember Israel 3 weeks ago said, we got the biggest outbreak ever. It's killing more people than ever. It's the vaccinated are creating viruses. And they go, oh, that's ridiculous. They had 6 million people in the Israeli study. Biggest study ever on coronavirus in the last year. Mass deaths, mass illness, mass problems, and they come out and they spin it. Oh, that's not the case. Now they admit Israel was right. It's the exact same thing. In Gibraltar, in Singapore, in Iceland, the list goes on and on. In Israel. In Gibraltar, 98% are vaccinated, and they've got record illnesses and record deaths of the vaccinated. That's all confirmed. So I want that to sink in for you for just a minute. I mean, did you hear what I just said? And you know what makes me even more concerned? You know why I'm really freaked out? I'll be covering this on the Sunday show tomorrow, 4 to 6 p.m. with the document. Crimson Contagion from 4 years ago. 3 years ago. They say in there that they're going to roll out a vaccine for a coronavirus, and a year later it's going to turn out it kills a bunch of people. And they even say public health officials will step down and apologize, and they're going to have new vaccines that'll protect you from the variants that the mistaken failed vaccine creates. And then I've got the New York Times, the Financial Times of London, the Daily Mail, all today saying, okay, looks like the vaccine caused mutations and it's killing a bunch of people. We've got a new vaccine to counter that. And this is a document, Crimson Contagion from years ago. Rockefeller Foundation again. And John Hopkins. I mean, I'm a tough guy. I mean, I'm not a coward. All right. I want to just run to a log cabin somewhere. I love my kids. I mean, I'm this close to just, and I'm not going to do it because I swore I won't, but I'm just telling you, I'm not up here trying to scare you for no reason. I don't know what to do. These are crazy people running this, and they're way ahead of us. I don't know why they put in the document everything that actually came true. They said it in 2023 through 2025, 2026, but it's real time for us now. They wrote it years ago. I mean, the CDC says vaccinated are what's making everybody sick, so we've got to wear masks again and take a third shot that 14 months ago, Bill Gates was on TV and said there'll be a third vaccine you got to take coming up next year. It's all planned out. These people brag about it. So don't think I've got all the answers. People think I've got like some crystal ball. I don't. I just know they've told us what they're going to do to us, and they're doing it. Look at this. Countdown to the next lockdown. Biden's getting a new lockdown ready. It's already in play. CDC releases a study showing 3/4 of Delta cases are among the vaccinated. It says masks are the answer, and it's in the study that the majority of deaths are vaccinated. We see Fauci going, 99% of the deaths are the unvaccinated. People go, where's the document? It's made up. Again, that's. I know he's a supervillain, but my God, the balls of all of this. I mean, these people are crazy. And then
Okay. Do I really have to say a great deal more after that, folks? This guy, how many years, Lisa? 20 years?
Probably more than that, to be honest.
More than that?
Yeah, and he was right.
He was one of the first, okay. Well, look where we are, folks. Just have a listen. That goes for another, he brings a couple other people in there, and he backs a lot of other stuff up there. But, folks, this is serious shit, okay? This is not, a little game anymore, okay? You can see what's happening. You can see Lisa's told you in England they got nothing on the shelves, and even if there is something on the shelves, Lisa's not vaccinated, mate. She can't even get food. Okay, that's how it is.
I could do with losing a couple of chins anyway.
But yeah, this is not a laughing matter, folks, and it's coming our way. Okay, they're destroying the food chains, but we need to, right? They knew it about this spike protein, all right? We spoke about this spike protein, folks, like how long ago, Lisa? Well, we spooking this and being called absolute dickheads. You know what I mean?
6 months.
I mentioned this to some certain people, and I was told I was blackmailing people, because I said, look, be careful, because if you happen to have this thing, you may be going to do this, and I may not be able to see you. And I was fucking crucified, man. Crucified. And look, again, we're right. You know what I mean? We've known we've been right for the last freaking 8 weeks or 2 months, because we've seen all the studies, folks. Okay, we've seen it all.
I personally know that it's true, because anytime I go near certain people, I'm not going to mention their names because I'm already despised for it. When I go near certain people that I know that have had the double shot, I begin bleeding every time.
So,
and that is not normal, because I had a hysterectomy in 2019 and I had an oophorectomy, which means that my ovaries were removed. Yet I'm still bleeding. And I think Mel's already told people, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
As you know, Guru's wife had a hysterectomy 18 years ago, and she's having exactly the same issue. And there is several women I know who are having similar issues. They've not had hysterectomies, but they're getting irregular bleeding, which they assume to be periods, but this is not a period, because it's impossible that myself or Mel should be having any kind of bleeding. Yeah. Because I've not got ovaries. But
we'll take that a step further. Just tell us about the cats in the UK, Lisa.
Oh, God, I've forgot the name of the virus now. There's a virus, I've forgotten the name. I will find out, and I'll put a link in the chat after the show, because it's completely escaped me. It's affecting cats in the UK, and I've not looked recently, but up to maybe about 10 days ago, 800 cats have died from this virus, and it basically causing them to bleed to death.
So, yeah.
And it sounds very similar, the symptoms that these cats are getting, to what we are getting when we're near people that have had this thing. 800 cats, 10 days ago. It's probably into the 1,000 now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just
so there you go.
Bled to death. Blood pissing out of their mouth, out of their back end, any orifice, basically out of their ears, their eyes. They're just bleeding to death. And I will find the name of the virus that they've got, and probably a link to one of your mainstream articles about it. They're blaming this virus, that they've got a name for it, but it's not.
Which is a type of coronavirus, actually, I think, in cats. You know what I mean? So, again, folks, it proves the theory that if you actually have this thing, okay, and you change your spike protein readout to a specific instead of a non-specific spike protein, that this is what will happen, okay? You will build a spike protein that can only fight one defense, okay?
I also, just quickly mention something else while I was talking about the bleeding and whatever.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest, people that I know that I've known my entire life think I'm crazy. I'm actually the biggest skeptic there is. I have debunked a lot more than I've ever told anybody. I'm the biggest skeptic. I mean, you can ask Guru. I will, show me something, I'll debunk it in seconds. I'll find out if it's bullshit. Now, when this magnet thing came up, I did not believe that. It was like there was one video initially, and I thought, well, that could have been easily fucking like just, you know what I mean? Somebody's put something sticky on their arm, and that's why it's sticking. And I was reluctant to believe it until I saw it with my own eyes. Somebody that I know, in fact, two people that I know, one of them got both their miracles in the one arm, and that arm is now magnetic. One of them got the first shot in one arm and the second shot in another arm, and the magnet stuck to both their arms. I have seen it with my own eyes. This is not a conspiracy theory. I didn't believe it until I saw it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
And that was
That's
AstraZeneca.
Yeah, and it's not a conspiracy theory, Blake, people, because I'll tell you what, if anybody has any conspiracy theories out there, you can email me and Lisa anything you have, because we're quickly running out of them. They're all becoming conspiracy realists. Okay.
The only thing left is an alien. We need an alien.
Yeah, Blue Beam. That's all we've got. And we've spoken about it, folks. We told you that would be the last card they play, would be the Blue Beam.
I would actually welcome the aliens at this stage, because you can get me the hell off this planet, because it's fucking broken.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So let's just go back to Alex Jones for a minute, people. Okay. Now, he is a serious dude. Okay. Some of his programs, man, he's a bit like me. Okay. He gets a bit carried away when he gets on this screen. He's very passionate. Okay. Because he believes in what he's doing. He's been doing it for a hell of a long time. The bloke at the moment is in hiding. Okay, in a particular state. Everyone knows where he is, but I'm not going to say it anyway. But okay, and he's had to move and hide. They want him dead, mate. Okay, that guy knows more. You know, him and another friend of Dean's. You know, Mike Adams from Natural News. You know, another bloke who I reckon if they could get hold of him,
they want us all dead.
Yeah, well they do, but especially those people that have.
They want them to shut up and go away. But people like us aren't going to shut up and go away, and the more they silence us, the louder we'll shout.
And as you know, folks, I told you last week, I had the police on my doorstep, and they told me that, I'm on a state intelligence list. Well, come on, serious, man. We're protesting for our freedoms and our rights here. What do we got intelligence lists for? I don't understand, I really don't. So we've got another video.
I would actually object to the term intelligence. That's a that's an oxymoron.
Yeah, well, I actually told them that out in the veranda. Actually, I said, you just want to call it an intelligence committee, and seriously, you're here asking me about the rally, and then as I said, folks, we had 1,000 coppers turn up at Hyde Park, and no protesters. That's how smart they are.
Well, they organised it, didn't they? Of course they're going to turn up. It was their rally.
Yeah. And then they kept us all away.
I wonder if the 1,000 of them all got a $1,000 fine for turning up at a rally.
Well, yeah, I wonder. I know they're handing out fines. They're chasing people down. I've had a few people get to me on Facebook, tell me they've copped $1,000. I got mine here, but it certainly won't be getting paid. I can assure you of that.
There's got to be a percentage of police officers that are not willing to put up with this bullshit.
Yeah, actually, the two young guys.
Some of them are jobs with, and the power goes to their head, and they love it. They love enforcing the power. They love being a twat. But there is some decent police officers out there, and if any of them are listening to this, fucking stop it. We're fighting for you as well. We're fighting for your family, for your children. You need to stand up and stand beside us and fight with us, and stop kneeling to the twats. When they rallied, you got on your hands and knees and knelt to them. Yeah, you should be standing up, proud, and walking alongside everybody in Australia or wherever. Yeah, that's because they're fighting for your freedom.
Exactly right. Your kids aren't going to get treated any different, folks. Don't you worry. Right? If you think just because you're part of the police force and they're coming for all of us, mate. When they're done with you, they will spit you out like a piece of shit. Okay, because they don't care. All right, we're talking about evil globalists here. So just get Dr. Tenpenny's ready, Lisa, if you don't mind, because after that we might just follow on with Dr. Tenpenny, and then we'll get back onto this conversation of the police and just what's going on in Sydney and the western suburbs at the moment, and we'll have a look at that. But Dr. Tenpenny's just going to carry on a little bit. So you heard Alex Jones mention it. Dr. Tenpenny is one of the leading. Is she a virologist? A virologist, I think. Yeah, I think she is. Anyway, she'll tell you in this little thing, or you'll see her credentials. She's one of the leading. She's Irish. You know, she's a friend of Lisa's. Although Lisa's Scottish, but yeah.
We're all Celtic together. Yeah, but she's fighting for the right side. She's one of the few scientists who has got the balls to stand up and tell you what's really going on.
Well, she's not actually one of the few. She's been one of the few that they have not been able to silence. Actually, there's been hundreds that have stood up, okay? And hundreds of people have had to go.
Yeah, what I meant was like in the UK.
Yeah, but I'll explain where a lot of them went. When they got the pressure put on them and told to stop doing what they were doing, exposing stuff, they've gone underground. Okay? Now, they are the people now that are putting out the lawsuits, okay, because they stealth. They went underground. They all got together. That's like the American Doctors Association. You know what I mean? All those guys were persecuted. But they got together underneath. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. And now they've got these lawsuits and they're handing them all out, you know, and they're going for it. You know what I mean? But they had to drop down here underneath the radar to be able to do what they had to be able to do. You know what I mean? It looked like they all gave up and got, you know, pressured out, but they were smart enough. But a few like Tenpenny and Jane Ruby, you're not going to shut them up, mate. You're never going to shut them up. So is that right to go, Luce? Yeah?
Yeah, ready to go whenever you are. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Everybody has to know, and I'm sure that some of you are listening to this have heard me say this before, but it bears repeating, because what we are dealing with, Maureen, is absolutely the smartest virus ever. The smartest virus ever created. It can count the number of people in a room. It knows that if there's less than 4, you're safe. If it's more than 10, oh man, you're really in trouble. If you're in a nursing home, it can tell that there's more than 2 people at a time in the room. It can count. It can tell the difference between talking and singing. It can tell the difference between if you're standing up, you're dangerous and you better put on a mask. But if you're sitting, you're down here, everything's cool. You can take off the mask and the virus will leave you alone. It can measure distance. It knows how far apart 6 feet is. It comes out of your mouth and goes poof right down to the floor, 6 feet away. Just absolutely, like come out, poof, right down. It can tell distance. It can tell height. It can tell time. It knows if it's after 10 o'clock. If it's before 10 o'clock at night, everything's cool. Go to a restaurant, do whatever. After 10 o'clock at night, it's going to come out and pounce on you because it can tell time. It can tell if you're eating, like on an airplane. If you're eating, you can pull the mask down. You're just fine. If you're not, you better pull it up because it's not safe. It can tell the type of building you're in. I mean, if you're in a Home Depot, it's cool, not a problem. If you're in church, it's going to pounce on you and get you. It can tell if you're talking or you're singing, because if you're in church and you're talking, it's okay. But if you're in church and you're singing, you're as good as dead. It can tell the difference between a wind instrument and a drum. If you're playing a drum, it's all cool. But if you're playing a wind instrument, you're probably going to die or kill somebody. It can tell the difference between being an anarchist group or a church group. It can tell, and now the most important thing that it can do, besides telling time, counting the number of people, telling distance, telling height, it's now learned how to read a calendar. It knows that effective this date, everything is safe moving forward. All the COVID stuff can go away. No mask, no distancing, no tracing, no anything on this date. But the day before, it's the last chance it's got to pounce on you and probably kill you. Right. And I hope that everybody gets how ridiculous it is. And sometimes when you add a little humor to the elements of what you're talking about, people see how absolutely ridiculous it is that we have to wear a mask, 7 masks, and we have to wear gloves and have a touchless thing. I mean, your new credit cards, I mean, everything is tapped so you don't touch. And they have, you go into a restaurant and you've got menus that nobody can touch or that they can wipe them off. Or they just crinkle them up and throw them away because you just might spread something. I mean, if people really see how absolutely absurd, and they make it up, they change the rules all along the way. And so all of the people that say it's all about the science, it's like, show me the science. There is none.
So, yeah, quite good from Doc. That's something very, very different from Dr. Tenpenny. I haven't seen her here come out like that, but that probably states it pretty well, doesn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately, there's some people that no matter how you state it, they're not going to, they're broken. I can't even understand how they're broken, but they're broken. And they're not willing to hear it no matter what way you state it to them. And at this late stage in the game, unfortunately, I think that if there's anybody that's not woke up to this yet, they're never going to wake up.
Yeah, and Mel and I were talking about that this morning. Actually, really, that if people aren't awake or haven't at least twigged their imagination enough to go, turned off their telly and have a look on the internet to just see, why us people are sitting here preaching what we're preaching, well, then I don't think there is much chance of waking them up now. At least I think it's, time for us to look after ourselves. But
It's like they've got eyes, but they refuse to see. They've got ears, but they refuse to hear. And it's just, I hate to, but some people might not appreciate going to the religion, but God is talking to you and He's showing you all the signs, and nobody's listening.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, God's screaming, "Where's my church?" Exactly what He's screaming. So look,
He's given them everything they need to know to see the truth, and they're not listening to Him.
Yeah, that's it. So we're going to have a look at just a bit of police stuff now. So we're just going to play. We'll play one clip, Lisa. It doesn't matter what order you play them in. Leave the chopper till last. Let's just go through.
You want the 2 arrest ones first?
Yeah. Let's put them out. Just now, folks. This is just. We know one of these arrests was from someone dropping someone off at someone's place. That's the one where the fence gets kicked in by the cop. Okay. So somebody's dropping somebody back off, and the cops have jumped in because there's too many police at one people at a residence or something. Just absolutely ridiculous, because the whole fucking thing's ridiculous, and it's all a load of bullshit to start with. Okay, so all this tyrannical shit. This is why it gets me so upset, because all we have is a cold, a flu, influenza anyway, and all this bullshit's being brought down around it. So, but anyway, let's play this first one, and then we'll have a chat of that. Listen, if anybody wants to come in here and have a chat in the comments,
do you want me just to play them one after the other and then talk about them?
Okay. Yeah, play them, because then we're going to go into float. So, yeah, let's just play them one after the other. Listen, anyone wants to come in here or join us, I can do that, Lisa. I can put that in there. I'll put the stream into the chat, okay? And if you would like to come on, if you don't want to come on camera, but you just like to talk, when you come into the studio, when you get in here, you will see a stop cam. And if you hit that stop cam button, that'll just give you a black screen, and we'll still be able to hear you talking. Okay, so I'll
while he does that, I'll play these 2 videos.
Yeah.
Just like so, everybody, I'm actually doing it for him today because his computer's been completely hijacked after what happened with the thing when he went surfing. So yeah.
Emma, get away! Go home! Emma, go home! Stop, Emma! Emma, stop! Go! Just go! Emma, stop! Hey! What the fuck's that you done? What the fuck is that? Emma, get away! Emma, get away! Emma!
Outside the house and done nothing wrong, and he's want to search me. What issue? I am so calm, but you guys have no reason to search me.
I don't listen.
You have no reason to search me for no reason.
Listen, what's your name?
Simon.
I don't want to get in a punch on. I don't want to get in a punch on.
You guys are really getting to my last nerve. You know why?
Listen.
Because listen to this. I have literally walked out of here, done nothing wrong to you guys. Have I done anything wrong to you?
Listen,
Have I done anything wrong to you?
you haven't done anything.
Have I done anything to you, sir? Have I done anything wrong to you? No.
Listen,
Okay.
just-
I want my stuff. Don't touch me. Let go of me.
I'm not going to let go of you.
Brother, let go of me. Why are you touching me?
You're being
I'm not
detained for the
detained.
purpose of the search.
For what search? For what reason do you detain me? I want to know the reason you detain me.
Reason you suspect you're in
For what?
possession of illegal drug.
Why do you possess that? And why have you a reason to possess that?
Listen, no
What
drugs-
gives you a reason?
No.
What gives you that reason?
You're a wog.
What gives you that reason? What gives you that reason that I have illicit drugs on me? What gives you a fucking reason?
Mate, you can see how
Get
rough.
on the ground now.
Get
Get on the
down
ground.
back, mate. Bring that up.
I'll resist. I'll turn around now and don't drop me to the floor. I'll resist right now. I'll turn around and don't drop me to the floor. Okay? I'll resist. Hey, I'll resist. Hey, I resisted. From the fucking ground.
Then bash him, bro.
Get on the fucking
Then
ground
bash
now.
him, bro. What for you bash him, man? What for? Look at this fucking dog. Bro, come on, man. Come on, what's wrong, bro? What the fuck, you dog? You fucking dog.
These cops are being fucking assholes. Not yet.
Fucking dog.
Get that hand.
Get that hand. You're on your back, I'll check.
Get your fucking hand off him, copper.
Hey, they come to my house.
That's him, mate.
Hey, look. Aziza, قلنا يا باري معنا.
Bring the ombudsman. Bring the ombudsman point. Keep your camera on.
Get the fuck off me, you fucking piece of shit.
He come to me and give me a picture, and he goes and he said, no, you want to
Take me, fucking dog.
Yeah, they want to search you. They ما لك حق search you.
My hand's breaking. My hand.
My hand.
My hand. Let go. Let go. My hand. Get off me. Get off me. My hands are broken. Get the fuck off me. Get the fuck off me.
Keep it on camera. Keep it.
You guys are terrorists. I'm telling you. You guys are criminals.
Why bite me?
Who are you fucking choking me for? I told you I resisted. I'll turn around. You fucking choked me. You choked me.
Look at his face. Can you see that? He's got his knee in his neck.
Why, bro?
If you don't get that knee off my neck, I will knee your fucking mum.
He's talking. Then why are you on his neck?
Can you come here for me?
No. I've done nothing wrong to you. I know what you're
I'm
doing.
recording everything.
Hey,
No, Khalid.
Yeah, I'm recording.
Don't let him take your phone because you've got every right to keep your phone.
don't fucking touch the phone.
So that's two, folks. Let's just talk about them two for just a minute. Like, I don't know what that first guy had done. I don't know whether he's wearing 7 masks or he put on a sausage sizzle on the side of the fucking road or he had the barbecue.
Yeah, I don't care what he done.
Yeah.
There is no fucking excuse for a police officer to kick anybody in the face.
Yeah. Yeah. Unbelievable. But this is what's happening over here. I got no idea. I'm just fucking gobsmacked, man. I got no idea.
They're not even enforcing the law anymore. They're just being complete and utter wankers.
Yeah. That is just tyrannical bullshit, you know. As for number 2, you know, I don't know what do they say he had on him? Illicit drugs or a weapon? I couldn't really work it out, you know what I mean? But he resisted. He said, "Don't put me to the ground. I'll resist. You can handcuff me." You know, but they just got to fucking carry it on. You know what I mean? Like, but this is what's happening. You know, we've just got a couple of these clips here, folks. Okay, now the next one.
Were these both in New South Wales?
Yeah, these are in Western Sydney. Yeah, where they're bringing the army in and locking down. Okay, so this next one, folks, is somebody's dropped someone off. So, God forbid, like Miss Tenpenny just said, the fucking COVID virus can count, and there was too many people there, so the virus was making a beeline for this household because it knew that there was too many numbers and it could infect someone. So, let's just play this next one. Just have a look at this. It's fucking doing my head in.
Is that the helicopter one?
No, there's another one there with a guy. He's we've got another arrest one there, Luis. It's just sitting in there. He's up against the fence. He's in his house, sorry, and he's in a blue out the back, and he's in a blue shirt. This guy, yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, play that.
This is something else. The police are in the picture. What are you coming here for? Outside. Get outside. Outside.
Don't push it! Don't push it! We're recording too! I'm recording too!
Every right to tell him to get off your property. Every right.
Get outside. Get outside. You walk out first. Get out. That's
So he's spraying him with capsicum spray. So they're washing capsicum spray out of their eyes or something now. Eh? Look at the fence. Watch this. This is the fucking cops.
What the fuck's his problem?
Get outside my house. Get outside my house.
All because
And what did this guy do? Did he just get like dropped off?
yeah, there was one too many person.
Yeah, can you just he's not a serial killer or a rapist or a paedophile.
No,
You just get the left.
He's a pedophile. He'd be protected.
You just getting the left.
Not even stepping you with board. Not even stepping you with board. Yeah? Oh, get this guy out of here. Detective, get this guy out of here. Get the hell out of here. How am I supposed to let go? I'm going to shoot him on
Anyway,
He had a beanie on. Seriously?
No, he on. No one gave up in your life. Excuse me.
What's wrong with this thing? Leave it! I'm recording this!
took the old fella.
I'm recording this!
Fucking cowards.
What the fuck are you doing? Leave him alone!
Got his gun out.
Fucking cowards.
Oh, because there was one too many people at a residence.
I don't give a fuck! Get him off me right now!
This is all to give him $1,000 fine, I reckon.
Call your fucking squad and go to the camera! Call everyone down! I fucking saw the way you dragged me, little dog! I saw you! Come back! Why are you coming outside? I'm the happy little dog! Why are you coming outside?
How long does it take to tie somebody up?
What are you doing wrong?
Yelling at me is not going to solve the problem now.
How's it going to solve?
You're not going to solve
What
everything.
are you doing there? What's the fucking problem? What's the problem?
Get back! You're going to town, and you'll be arrested as well. Why I'm gonna arrest? Why are you coming inside? Because you're hungry. What?
Yeah, they got his batting out on a fucking 70-year-old man. I got fucking
That's a
no
lot to
idea.
unpack. That is a fucking lot to unpack. How many police officers are in Sydney?
Not enough. Not enough, I'm telling you.
And how many residents are in Sydney?
I actually have those statistics, all right, because someone broke them down and they said, hey, listen, folks, this is how many people we got that are awake in Sydney, right? And this is how many cops we have active in Sydney. So I'm telling you, this is why they're bringing in the military, okay? This is why they're bringing in the Army Reserves. This is why they're, from what we can tell, and we'll look at one of those clips in a minute. I think we got another one there. At least we'll play that helicopter one first you were talking about. But they're you know, they haven't got enough forces, people. Okay, I'm telling you, when it comes to this thing in the middle of August, okay, and we all get together, okay, and the one down here where I live, okay, people aren't traveling up into the city this time, okay, we're going to all be congregated here. And I'm telling you, they're going to shit themselves, okay? If we have the numbers, they will shit themselves, folks, okay? It's as simple as that, okay? Look how tough they are when there's like 4 car full of them, a 70-year-old man, some guy who's obviously, you know, been dropped at a residence that he maybe shouldn't have been dropped at. But I mean, you know, like I said,
why shouldn't he be dropped at a residence?
Exactly right, Lise. Yeah. I totally agree with you. Why shouldn't he? Yeah.
He's not a fucking prisoner. This is the last I checked. Australia was not attached to communist China.
Yeah. No, well, it is now. And obviously that place wasn't registered as a brothel. So, yeah, he couldn't, like, just turn up there.
Absolutely fucking disgusting.
Yeah. So,
I don't care about the language. These are complete and utter wankers. The fucking power's gone to their head. I don't know who the fuck they think they are, but they're in for a cold, sharp shock because people are not going to put up with this much longer. That is fucking out of order. To actually kick that first guy in the face and then go for the old guy, cowards. Absolute bloody cowards. Shame on them.
Yeah. But like I say, folks, when we're all together, okay, and we're looking at the whites of their eyes, I tell you what, I better watch what I'm saying on here. They'll be on my doorstep taking me away. I tell you what, when I look in the whites of their eyes, man, they're going to be, they'll be scared, I tell you, because we've got them. We've got them on numbers, okay? The people are waking up. But to get back to that, to what Alex Jones was saying, people power is the only way we are going to do this, okay? The good Lord and people to stand up and be there in August when we need you. Okay, we need you. Okay, or this bullshit that we're watching right here is going to continue on. So now we'll play that next one sitting in there, Lisa.
Yeah.
This is what they're doing to our kids now. Like, have a look at this. This is West Sydney. I know they've done this in La Perouse and West Sydney.
It's fine. We're fine. What's anything wrong?
Local police will be attending shortly and will respond to join the breach of the public health order.
You're not allowed to exercise. You must be wearing a mask. You must be having a fucking laugh, love. That child is terrified to actually. Sorry, another video just started. I do apologise. To actually target where children are playing. They're playing. They're children. You locked them in their house for 18 months. You wouldn't let them go to school. You wouldn't let them see their friends. They're out in the fresh air playing. And to go over in a helicopter and tell them you're not allowed to exercise, you must be wearing a mask, the police are going to come shortly and you will be arrested. Children.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Exactly. I just can't. It's beyond a joke, Lise. Actually, this is Australia, man. I mean, I used to have respect for cops. You know what I mean? Like, and I was a bad bugger when I was young. We all played up a little bit. But we always, even our mates that were cops. You know what I mean? When we were growing up, and maybe some wrong things were going on, and we always had respect for them. You didn't do things under their nose, and you treated them right. But these guys here, I just really don't understand it. If we got the shop thing over there, Lisa, I did put into private.
I'm no.
And I'll just keep chatting while you come up with that. So what we're going to do, folks, I just wanted to show you there just what's going on with cops. And as I said again, okay, I'm putting it out there, okay. I've gone on to a couple of my mates looking at the ones that I know have left the force, actually. Another one's in the family, so I'm not going to contact him because I've learned that you just don't do that in family. So, but he's a guy who would be in the know, actually. He's a trainer. But, I won't do that. But, look, if there's anyone in the police force out there, because, look, the two guys that came to my place the other night, the young guys, and the other day, one of them was a genuinely nice young kid. Young kid, I say, I'm 60, he's been in the force 19 years. But, they're here to get intel out of me, but he actually agreed with me. You know what I mean? And agreed that we had a right to be doing what we were doing, but unfortunately the law said that this is what needs to happen, So that's where we're stuck, folks. We've got, a tyrannical government coming down, telling these people what they have to do, trying to enforce these rules. And they're going to continue to do it at this present time. I don't know. I've just got to watch it for the next week, see what really goes down in Western Sydney. I don't know what's happened today with military on the ground and that, but we do have a particular funny clip in there, Lisa, I think, don't we? Still, we can have a look at after the break. We got that one there we showed the other night where they're trying to get that big guy into the back of the truck. If you haven't, I'll get it over to you.
I ain't got it, but you can send it.
Okay. I'll get it over to you because that was quite humorous, I thought. Have we got a break thing, Lisa, or we have?
I can't find the file on my computer, so I'll play it off of YouTube.
Okay.
It is 3 minutes long, so you have a 3 minute break.
Yeah. Okay. Me. At least just have a look in your messenger.
Yeah, I'll have a look in a minute.
Okay. So I'll just find this one here, folks, is what we want. I'm just going to send that over to Lisa now because we have the technology.
Yeah, and we're just going to go. This is the Real Deal Media.tv website. We're having a summer sale at the moment. There's a discount code to get 10% off summer style, and this is some of the products that's designed by me and Dean Ryan. And there's even an awesome Guru shirt.
That's a Guru shirt. Look out. You people don't know about this, yeah.
Yeah, they're about to find out. Yeah, that'll do. We'll be back in 3 minutes and 14 seconds, apparently.
Okay, see you then, folks. Lost volume.
I know, I don't know.
Okay, there you go. So there's
I was slightly late back.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So there's something that you American viewers didn't know about it. Guru's got his t-shirts over in America, which actually, what a good laugh, Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah, Guru shirts and that other stuff is fine.
Go to realdealmedia.tv/store and get yourself a Guru shirt. They're amazing.
Guru shirt.
They're amazing.
It's cracked me up. It really has. But anyway. So that's what we do. Yeah, I tried to give you a bit of a look at Dean last night. I played Dean's like that 16-minute special. He done that last night, that travel page thing. Luce, did you see that? Yeah. So I actually put that into my show just to give people a look at Dean and the way he presents and what he does, and try to get people over there watching his show, because if you're still in lockdown and it's better than the midday movie, I can assure you, at least you're getting a bit of truth, people, about what's going on around the world. So so what we're going to do now is we're going to introduce the famous Miss Duthie. She is going to whack float up on the screen, and I have mine on. So if we're on a computer there, folks, I'd probably advise you to whack Facebook on whack your stream or whatever you're watching through on one side of your computer, split your screen and bring up float on the other side if you can. And then Lisa will go through a few things. So I've explained to Lisa, and as I've said to you, we're in contact with the owner of this, Erin. She can help us out any time we like. We can probably do that through Lisa or Dean or whatever if anyone's got issues. But we have looked at this. Now, what I've told Lisa is that we need something that we do to be able to use over here so we can talk privately, okay? And, we can organise what we need to organise people without being, snuck in on and looked at. So Lisa's going to give you an idea on now how we can do that. So the people out there that are watching with me that are going over onto Float, okay, this is probably how we are going to have to set up our profiles so that we can keep ourselves encrypted and only talking between ourselves. So I'll hand it over to Lisa, and I'll sit in the background here and get a bit of a lesson so we can all get going.
Now, whether you're logged onto Float right now or you're going to replay this and do it later, I'll just go over a quick overview of what you've got on Float and what different buttons do, basically. Now, this little boat up here, that takes you to your news feed. That's basically like your news feed if you're looking at like Twitter or Facebook, if that's something that you used to use. And when you click on the boat, that'll take you to your news feed. The envelope will take you to your messages. Now, I'm going to click out of there because I don't want to see who's on my friends list, but that takes you to your messages if you've got any private messages, or you want to send a private message to somebody else that is one of your followers, you click on that. Your notifications come in here. So that tells you like any post that's come up, and again, that's probably private, so yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, so As you can see, I've got Kanga Guru and his little post for the True Defender that he posted 5 hours ago on my newsfeed. Erin Edwards, who is the founder of Flout. This is Emily, who is one of our viewers on Real Deal Media. I don't know who that is, but no idea. Again, this twat up here.
Yeah, I was trying. I was learning.
He's been busy. Yeah,
I've been learning how to post. I had to learn how to get it from wherever over here. So yeah.
And then you've got at Real Deal Media. So that's your news feed basically. Up here, share whatever floats your boat. You can do that in here by clicking on this, and you've got a little paperclip to add any attachments, whether it be a photograph or a video. You could do that via this, and that's not going to show up on the screen. So there's no, you go in there and you search on your computer.
Or you can just right-click paste, copy and right-click paste. You know what I mean? Whichever way you want to do it, folks. Works both ways.
So you click on that. You type in whatever you want, share whatever floats your boat. You can put it public, or you could do it for subscribers. That's something that probably a bit more difficult to get into. This thing here, the 2 little heads is like posting to your followers, and this one here means it like no, it's not going to post. This is your news feed. Sorry. I'll get rid of that. Right, this is your news feed. That's all the people that you follow, and this will show you people that you don't follow, just different people that's posted, to see if there's anybody that you find that take your fancy that you want to follow. By clicking, that's like world, basically. I assume what it's supposed to be. So you can either just look at the people that you follow, or see other people and get some ideas of people that you want to find, like-minded individuals.
So that's like your explore button on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll come up with a random feed and just you can see whatever's up there. Yeah.
Yeah, and this pane over here, this is your live feed videos. As you can see, this is going live at the moment. Kanga Guru, that's Guru. He's now streaming to Float at the moment. And Float have a 24-hour stream. Now, if I go on Guru's page, that's one way of getting into his live streams. It'll come up whenever he goes live and you're on your Float front page. It will show you whether it's Guru that's live, whether it's Find Your Own Truth that's live, or Real Deal Media, or whoever you want to watch that is streaming via Float. It'll come up here when they go live, or you can go to their actual profile, and at the top of their profile it will say Live Now, and you can view here by clicking this.
Okay.
See my arrow? Yeah. So I'll go back to the main front page. Now your Float settings, if you're putting anything on Float, because Float is a freedom of speech platform, they're not going to censor you for speaking your truth. So, but that doesn't mean that people that you don't want to see it potentially could see it. Anybody can make a Float account. It's not just people like us. So people that maybe you don't want to see certain things that you're saying can also see it. And the way to counteract that, if you click this here, this will be your profile picture. That's mine because this is my Find Your Own Truth account. Click this here, and you get a little blue thing pop up at the side. You click on the cog, which you can't see because of that Kanga. Wait a minute, I'll take that off.
You can get rid of that, yeah.
Right. You click on this cog here, yeah, and that opens up your settings page. This is my settings page, and if you scroll down, this is where you upload your avatar, so you can put your profile picture in and your header, and I'll show you that on my page in a minute. I've just put these on, I'll probably change it at some stage. And right below that, there's a little thing that you can click. It says private profile. Now I've got mine on public at the moment, but if you turn that on, just by clicking on it, and it goes blue, that means it's on. Private profile hides your post from non-followers. Users can only follow you if you approve them. Follow requests are shown in your notifications page, which is this little bell up here. Now, if you turn this on, you've got a private profile, and the only people that can see what you're posting and comment on what you're posting are people that you have pre-approved to be on your profile. So if you want to keep things private and don't want it to be open to the public, you need to turn that on. I've got mine's public at the moment because I'm not posting anything controversial. That's just for my show that I do, which is like Unsolved Mysteries, and I've got another one that does true crime, so mine's just public at the moment. But if you want to say certain things or talk about going surfing or whatever, and you don't want anybody to know that you're going surfing, private profile. That's a very important button to have. You can also add your other social media links down here. You go to social and you select a service. It's got Apple Music, BitChute, DLive, Google Podcasts. So if you've got any accounts elsewhere, you can click on one of them, add it there, and put your URL in, and that will go on your profile. And I'll show you that on mine. So I've got mine here. So you've got all the different buttons that come up on your banner. So that will go to my YouTube channel, that'll go to my Facebook, that's my Cash App, that's my PayPal, that's my Twitter, I've got a Gab account, and I've got an Instagram on there at the moment. So that's the pictures I just put on for it. I've done that in January, I've not changed it since.
Yeah.
And this is your personal, like your personal profile page on Facebook, which you get to, just again, quickly click on that, get the blue thing up at the side, and click on your name, and that'll take you. That's not going to take me because I'm already there, but that's what it does. Now, if you want to find one of your friends and you know what their @ symbol is, I've got 2 accounts. One of them I'm very excited about. I tried to get @Lisa, but somebody stole it. So I yesterday created another account, and it is @Twat. So that is my personal account on Float now. I am @Twat. I've not added it to this yet, so we'll just search for Twat. And there it is, @Twat. And that's me as well. So you come in here, and you'll have the option to follow. So you click on that, and you're now following that person. If they're a private profile, you'll have to wait on approval. So if, say, Guru's turned his to private, if you select to follow him, it will say pending. And you will, when he approves that, you'll be able to see his post. If he approves it, if he knows you and he wants you to see his post, you'll be able to see it. Same with your profile. If somebody clicks to follow you, they're not automatically going to see your post unless you click allow when that comes through.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Right, we'll go back to this quickly. One last thing. Go back to the little sailboat, which is your main homepage. This has got the trend, and that's all your hashtags. So if you're posting something and you're talking about a specific topic, if you put, now I'm not going to pick one that's going to get him banned, so if you put hashtag news, we've got hashtag news here on your post because you think it's a news story and that's related to what you've just said, if you type hashtag news on that, when people go to these trending topics and click on hashtag news, that will take you to all the posts that people have hashtag news on, and your posts will all be in there. So if you have like hashtag Kanga Guru, if he puts that on his post, hashtag Kanga Guru, and that ends up being trending, or hashtag Real Deal Media, when you click on that, you'll see all the posts that Real Deal Media or Guru have posted that he's put that hashtag on, all in the one place. Okay. And that's what comes up here.
All right.
And then back on the homepage, last little thing, you've just got your trending and your recommended. That's people that's recommending that you follow. Whether you want to follow them, it's entirely up to you.
Yep.
Might be people you know, it might be channels that you know. I think we watched Alex Jones earlier. I'm sure InfoWars is on here. It's for InfoWars, official InfoWars.
Oh, yeah, righto.
Follow.
Good guy to follow. Great guy to follow. Yeah.
And then you can also go to like pages like that you know, like InfoWars and or Real Deal Media as well. I've got Real Deal Media.
Yeah, go to Real Deal Media. Yeah, we should be pumping ourselves.
You can go to Real Deal Media or something that you know that you enjoy watching. You could look at who they're following because that might give you some other channels that you're aware of. So you go in there and look, there's Tristan Megan, so you can follow Tristan Megan and see what she's doing in Michigan with all the mask mandates and her work with Tammy. Oh look, Find Your Own Truth, amazing channel. I would highly recommend it. Yeah, so you can find people that way as well. And we've got JS Pop, who's the Real Deal Media music director. This little weirdo here, Kanga Guru. This is a detective that does some Real Deal reports on the go, and she's been on my true crime show as well. And the Float founder, Erin Edgar. So you could find people by looking at who, like Real Deal Media is following, or who Alex Jones is following, because Alex Jones might be following certain things that you don't even know is on Float yet.
Yeah. Which is how I sort of got my Twitter account to, be able to follow people. You found out people that...
Now, he's only following 2. He's following the Free Thought Project and the Highwire with Dale Bigtree. Now, I'm already following the Highwire, but but I'm not following the Free Thought Project, so I'll give him a little follow now while I'm here.
Yeah, cool. Okay,
Any
so
questions, Guru?
yeah, pretty well. No, I think it's pretty well. I just have a look in the comments here, but yeah, no, I think it's pretty well self-explanatory. The thing is, folks, that we're just going to have to chat. We're going to have to get over here and then get our profiles onto private. Okay, so this would be the program that we're going to be able to talk and organise on. Okay, that means we all need to be running a private profile. We need to vet people who are coming in. Now, we could actually then, Lisa, we could put in a group in here called Unlock the Gong, and we could just have an administrator on that, like myself or one of the other girls over here. And then as people wanted to come into that, we can vet them in, and then they are the only people that are going to see what goes on in that group. Am I correct?
Yeah. I've just got my messages, and I have typed in @Kangaguru, and I've sent a little message saying hello, and that's how you start a private message.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I will put a profile up.
Click on new. I can also do at Danielle.
Yeah.
Right? So if I click go, I'm going to send a message to @Danielle, and I'm going to say hello.
Yeah.
As it went to Kangaroo. You can also go to their profile and click on the little envelope and do it that way.
Yeah, just do it. Yeah, like a Twitter one. Yeah. So yeah, pretty easy to use, folks. Okay, but the good thing about it is it's encrypted. Okay, and we have free speech on there, and we have places that can't be broken into. Okay, so and as I said,
I think like last little thing. These things are quite self-explanatory. Now, if you want to look at a particular post, we'll look at. Get all my text on it, so like this. I don't know where this is, but we'll look at this anyway, right?
Yeah.
If you just click on that, that'll take you to that specific post and show you all the replies on it, just by clicking on the text on the post. And that's like,
okay.
This was a reply he's made to this, so it will show you that entire post and all the replies to it, like what you do on Twitter, just by clicking.
Yeah.
And to reply, you just click on this little arrow that's pointing that way. No, it's not, because that's the opposite way round. The cameras are all way round. You can see the little arrow. I don't know what I'm pointing at.
Yeah.
So the little arrow, you click that to reply. If you just want to share it onto your float, repost. That's your share button. And if you just want to give it a thumbs up and a like, click the star. So you've got reply, share, and like.
Yeah. Very much like Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's about it. Unless you've got any more, have I missed anything?
No, I think that's get them started. You know what I mean? Let's get over there, folks. That's what we have to do. So, okay. So there it is.
Have a look. Like, you can go through this, have a look, set yours up if you've not set it up properly yet. Put your profile on. Add your social media buttons if you could do that. If you've got any further questions, send them to Guru or Mel, and I'll either know the answer and get to you, or we'll find out for Aaron.
Yep. Okay. Beautiful. All right, so there's our rundown on that. So, yeah, we've dropped a few viewers doing that, but anyway, it doesn't matter. We needed the people that did need to know how to use Float to be able to use Float, okay, because we got to get on it, people, okay?
Yeah, because Facebook's going to crack down. They're getting
it's going to go.
Yeah.
It is going to go, and it's all going to go down. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But the best thing we could do is give this to Facebook anyway. Now, just to finish up, I've got a couple other things, okay? We're not going to go much longer, folks. The rallies, okay, or whatever's coming up in August or what's going to happen, okay? We need numbers, folks, okay? We really do, okay? So
I wouldn't go there on you, to be honest.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's probably a fair point. So let's get to Float and talk about that surf, okay? Yeah, we'll do that. Right. The next one I just want to go into is this census report, okay? We can cause the government a lot of trouble if we do not return these censuses, people, okay? They are addressed to the householder. It is not addressed to you. You do not have to accept it, okay? So if you just put return to sender and send it back, don't fill it out, okay? That is going to be another big statement from us people saying to the government, stick it up your ass. You know, we're not answering your questions, okay? The other thing that I was thinking about today was these big banks that we've got in Australia, folks, okay, Westpac, the Commonwealth, they're central bank owned banks, okay? They are central owned. So another big statement that we could make, people, is if we all walked away from those big banks and we went to the IMB, all right, we got the Illawarra Credit Union, we've got the, what's that other one, the local, we've got the Bendigo Bank, okay, we have these little credit unions, okay, around. Now, if we were all to go to these major banks, okay, and take our money out and move them over to one of these smaller institutions like our building societies and things like that are publicly run for the people, that is another big statement to these central bankers, okay, who are causing us all these frigging problems, okay? They're the ones that own the media, okay? They're the ones that are pulling the strings, you ask Lisa, okay? That's where it's all coming from. So the more money we can take off these people, okay, the better job we're doing. So I would advise everyone out there to also just have a look at that. Right, the IMB and all that have got great home run loan rates. They've got great everything, okay, because they're competing, okay? So let's do that as well, folks, right? As well as getting onto our politicians, okay, and telling them I'm going to keep calling them out over the next couple of days on lives, okay? We spoke about why Marianne couldn't come. Well, that was, you know, that's albeit she has to be able to stay in touch with the public, and I totally respect that, okay? But I think that these major banks could take a real kick in the ass if everybody, okay, went in and just changed over to a credit union or one of these other smaller, you know, publicly funded Bendigo banks or something like that. It might be a little bit of inconvenience that, you know, that you might have to drive an extra 10 Ks to get to a, you know, to a...
Well, you've got to think about it on the... These people are going to stop you at the moment in the UK. You're part of the Commonwealth as well in Australia. They're going to stop you being able to go and access basic human needs, like getting shopping and having access to food. Who's to say they're not going to stop you getting access to your own money if you don't have the double V?
Yeah.
You need to
Exactly right.
you need to be prepared in advance of that happening to make sure that you've got like supplies, you've got a contingency plan, maybe start growing some of your own food.
Yep.
Make sure you've got some like cash, get a safe, whatever, put it somewhere, put it into something else that's not going to be controlled by these corporations, because they're going to stop you unless you go and comply getting access to the things that you need to survive. They're already doing it here, so don't think it's a conspiracy and it's not going to happen. It's already started happening here. And I'm sorry, Australia and Canada, you're next.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly right. They've rolled it out, you know. And look, you got to remember that that England is the major operation of the Vatican deep state, okay, and always has been, okay. The royal family and the Rothschilds, okay, that own the central banking system, okay. It has always been the City of London and the Vatican that have been in charge of what goes on worldwide, okay. Right, we got some Jews in there, we got some Jesuits, and we got some bloodlines, and we got some different Bilderbergers and other people we've spoken of, the Rockefellers that come in and, you know, took over the pharmaceutical side of things. And but folks, it's now getting to a very, very serious point, okay. So as I said to you today, you know, Lisa and myself, we've got people very worried about us that would actually, you know, we're going to the extent to actually try and organise to maybe, you know, help us get out of here if we have to. You know what I mean? So, folks, that's how serious it is. Okay, what's coming down.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's viable for me, but it is for if you're in Australia and you've got a way to get the hell out of, even just like get the hell out of the area at the moment that's getting completely like New South Wales area. If you can get out of there and go to one of the areas that's a bit more free, do it.
Yeah. If anyone's got a caravan, you know what I mean, and they've got camping gear and excuse me, somewhere to go out west, you know what I mean. I know people that are already organised, okay, in little communities, okay, they're ready to leave the cities when they have to, and they'll take off and they'll just try and live in a commune, stay out of the way, because I'm telling you, people, the idea is to get everyone vaxxed, okay. You are seeing what's happening now, okay. My 80, 15, 5 figures are out the window, forget them, Okay, that was for the first rollout, Lisa. Hey, okay, these next lot that are coming out, you are not going to find too many. You're going to find a few placebos, but you are going to see that these numbers. Well, we're seeing it now.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. The plan is that they've already said that the flu is going to cripple the NHS in the UK this winter. Now, what that tells me is like the flu last winter was eradicated because of the bat virus, but now they're saying that it's going to cripple the NHS this winter. What's going to happen is people that's had the double shot, we'll call it a double shot and pretend they've had a drink, but we know they've not had a drink. People that took like a double shot of whiskey are going to start dropping dead, and they're going to blame a combination of the flu and the bat virus. And who's to blame for that? Who do you think is going to get the blame for that? You, because you didn't go and take your whiskey.
Yeah.
You're going to get the blame. You're going to be villainized. You're going to be demonized. And what it is a combination of drinking too much and probably shedding as well, because it's happening. If you're in constant proximity with somebody that's had it, even though you've not had it yourself, that's going to have an effect. Because I mean, I like once in a blue moon are going near people that I know have definitely had this drink, and I'm bleeding. Now, if I was with them constantly, that's going to do God knows untold damage to whatever's bleeding inside me, because it's not coming from my ovaries. It's not because I ain't got them. But if I was there constantly, that could do untold damage. We've no idea. It's completely uncharted territory. So you need to watch out. Be careful. You're going to start getting villainized. You're going to start getting blamed. And it's coming this winter. And they're going to call it the flu. And it's not the flu.
I've already told you what's going to happen. And, Lisa and that are, coming out of their summer. And they're going to be coming into a winter up there in the Northern Hemisphere. And it is going to be mayhem, people. I'm telling you. The Northern Hemisphere, with the people that have had the double vax, okay, there is going to be one hell of a lot of deaths.
Yeah, okay. These people, I can't get my head. I know they're brainwashed. I know there's something wrong in there but if they're so confident in the little drink, the little alcohol problem that they've got, that they're fine, why are they bothered and why are they scared of us? Because they're covered. They're covered. Yeah. They've got the little mask on. They've had a little drink. They've had a couple of little drinks. They're completely pissed now. Why are they bothered about us? We're no threat to them. They're safe.
Yeah.
It shows you how much faith they've really got in all this shit.
Yeah.
But they won't even admit it to themselves.
Yeah. And what it is, folks, it's just scaremongering to get this thing out there, we've been telling you for months, okay, or years, probably, over. I've nearly been doing this for, probably getting on to 12 months, nearly since I've been, seriously looking at this. It hasn't been that long since I got on the Dean show, but seriously looking at this was 2018, but seriously jumping down a rabbit hole has probably been about 12 months or so, a little bit more, 18 months. And it is scary, folks. Some of the stuff.
I've been jumping down rabbit holes for 20 years.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
20 years ago, I never imagined I'd be here now in this fucking shit.
Yeah. And just look what this deep state can do. Okay, look what they're doing around the world. To keep. They're on their last legs, people, but they're not going to give up. But if you think that all these floods and that going on around the world just happen to be like some rain events, well, you need to go and look up HAARP, okay, and you need to do a little bit of research on just how these people can control the weather, all right, and do control the weather. Believe me, all right, Lisa, yeah. And
weather manipulation, HAARP, HAARP.
Yeah, and you look it up and have a look at it, folks. Okay, these floods and that are going on in China and Europe and all these other places. Okay, these droughts that go on, the bushfires. Okay, direct line down here on the coast last Christmas, just where they'd like to put a high-speed train. The California bushfires, just in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, apparently we're going to get fires in the UK.
Yeah,
because it's 32 degrees.
Yeah.
Really though.
Yeah, we've got the rod of God. Okay, we have got. In fact, the next show I do, actually, the next one we might do is we might we might go a bit far out, all right, and we might give you some people a bit of information on actual deep underground military bases, and some of the videos that we've got with water coming up from underground, okay, and how they're actually flooding these places, and this has all got to do with the floods that are happening too, okay. It's all part of the same game, people, okay. It's things are getting done, all right, things are getting cleaned up. The problem is they are very entrenched. They're not getting it cleaned up anywhere near quick enough for me and Lisa, I can tell you that much, okay. Nowhere near quick enough, okay. We've been doing this for a while now. We know what's coming, and as we said, they got one playbook left, and it's Bluebeam. Okay, when that's going to come to play, I don't really know. But we always said, and everyone's been saying that over the last few months that August would be the month. Okay, well, I've had a phone call with a couple of people today in America, and Mr. T's coming back, folks. Okay. Pretty soon. Oh, well, this is what I've heard, Lise. We'll see what happens, okay, but I'm willing to put it out there from where I got it from.
I'm not disputing it. My problem is that people are waiting on one man to come and save them. You need to stop waiting on. You need to save yourselves now. One man is not going to save the world. You need to take control of your own destiny. This has gone far too far, and no matter how much, if he does come back and he becomes president of the United States, you saw the obstacles that got put in his way by the demon rats while he was president the last time. He can't do it on his own. You need to stand up and fight for yourself, fight for your family, fight for your children, and fight for your future, because one man is not going to solve your problems.
Exactly right. And if I continue on with that, he is coming back, all right, but that's not what. He's not our saviour, folks, okay? Our saviour is yourself. Okay, and the good Lord above. Trump is a part player in what's going on. But what I'm going to tell you is that when you see Trump come back, okay, or if you see Trump come back, or if you see some shit go down and Trump's about to receive power and that, look out. That's when you want to get ready to be getting out of your town, okay? I'm giving you the hint. I'm giving you the warning, okay? The moment you see that, that is your key to think about seriously, and especially if Australia is still going through military lockdown and that, and I think we will be when this happens, because they've already put us in till the end of August. Okay, and I've got pretty good intel that Trump will be back, sometime during August. So we are in for it. Yep.
Really quickly, while you're mentioning Trump,
this
will cheer people up. But it's been a bit dismal and depressing, some of the things we've said so far. You know that, like, the last couple of years, the Democrats in America have been like, give us your taxes, we must see his taxes, he's not paid taxes. It was the only thing they said when they weren't going Russia, taxes. So they finally got his taxes, because they couldn't have them at first because they were, like, in audit, but they finally got his taxes. And guess what? They're due him $1 million. They are due him $1 million, and they are refusing to pay it, and it's all over the mainstream. He has overpaid his taxes, and they are due him money. Fucking idiots! But now they're now trying to block it. They are due him money.
Yeah.
You get what you ask for, and karma will come and bite you in the arse.
Yeah, every time. And it wouldn't surprise me if Trump did that on purpose and paid him too much money just so that he had something there to actually say, look, like, here I am, you owe me money.
They're trying to block paying him, but he's overpaid his taxes. They're due $1 million. Tough shit. Yeah. You asked for them.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, people, have a good think about the banks. Okay, because everything we can do to these guys, okay, and the 4 big ones in Australia, I don't have to name them, the 4 big ones, if you want to research them, you will find out that they are central banks, okay? They're owned by the Rothschilds, okay, or a subsidiary of. It will be Vanguard, BlackRock, okay? Somebody will have, I've told you the companies to look out for. There's 4 big ones. The 2 main ones is Vanguard and BlackRock. Okay, they own the world, those 2 companies. Everything. So,
but they don't own you. They don't
own you. Exactly right. They might own the world and the planet that we're living on at the moment. But I'm telling you, that's changing, folks. You know, I got some other intel. I was hoping someone might have come on here from America, but they haven't, because there's some other intel going down about maybe some people in Congress and that getting arrested. I'm not going to say too much about it because I don't know too much about it, but we'll look into that and we'll let you know as soon as we know a bit more on that. But if that is happening, folks, that means that you have the last little bit of the takedowns happening. Mr. T could be coming back if those things are going into place. But let me warn you, when he comes back, all hell is going to break loose, because that's it. That's their last play. Okay, if he comes back, yeah.
Even if and when he does come back, they've got to sort America out first, and America is in a shithole after how many months is it? 6 months of 7 months of the resident in faith. It's in a shithole. He's got to sort America out before he can even think to come and sort out Australia or the UK or Europe or anywhere, because their country is in the shit, because the border got stopped building, been people flooding over in their droves, and it's all like quite a lot of them are single men in their 20s and 30s, bizarrely, refugees. Here's the women and children. But they need to sort America out, because America is in the shit, and it's going to take a while because he's going to have to sort all that out first. So in the meantime, we're still in the shit.
Yeah.
They're not going to. He's not going to come back, and he's not going to send all these troops over to save us. So you need to stand up. You need to stand up and save yourself. And
Exactly.
I've probably said that a dozen times, but I can't say it enough. You need to save yourself.
Yep. Exactly right. And that means, people, come August, we're united. Okay. We need to save ourselves. That's it. All right. Because they're like Lisa said, like, we may have some, you know, as we call white hats coming over here to give us a bit of a hand when things go down. I don't know. Okay, that's just slight intel I have, and only a couple of pieces of the jigsaw, so I can't even comment and really say whether it's going to happen or it's not. Okay, but apart from that, okay, we need to stand up. As I said, they do not have enough to outnumber us. Okay, they just don't. Okay, authority-wise. So if we're all together, we're all united, we're all one people, we're all one force, I tell you what, you will see the fear in their eyes. Okay, and we will win this. No problem. If we want to cower like sheep and sit at home, we are going to know the repercussions of what's coming. Yeah.
You can only win it though if you fight. And there's a saying that's been going around for quite a few years, where all this crap's been going on. God wins. God does win, but God gave you the power to have a free mind and to be able to fight for yourselves and stand up for yourselves. God gave you that power. So in order for God to win, we need to win.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. So people, stay away from this miracle jab. At this, you know, like I'm just saying, stay. You know, go and do some research. Okay, we need as many people left on this world to help us out. Okay, we don't need, you know what I mean, like. And apart from that, the psychological pain that you are putting some people through on this side of the fence that are watching their family and friends get this thing. Okay, you know, I'm watching heaps of my friends put up on Facebook, man, that they've had this thing, and it's just breaking my heart, because if they got the rule one, okay, if they got the rule one and they get the rule second one, I'm telling you, you're in trouble.
I actually watched a video. I'm sure it was Tim. I think I put it on Real Deal Media on the show.
Yeah.
I watched that many videos. It's hard to keep up where I see it.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up. Yeah.
It was an ex-nurse who went to work for an oil company. Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've got it, yeah.
And they are going through their personnel files, because she works in human resources. And what they're supposed to do is, like, when people come to retirement, they're supposed to put like a date when that job is going to become available. She's been told to go through the personnel files and put a 3-year date that, like, everybody that's had a little bit of a drink, as we'll say, everybody that's done that, 3 years, their job's going to be needed to fill by somebody else, regardless of their age. 3 years.
So
no matter what age they are. Even if they're 20 years old, by the time they're 23, they're going to retire, are they?
Yeah. So there's plenty of bits of a jigsaw puzzle out there, people. I do have that. I'll actually put that back on the next show. I have played that once on Stop the Rot in days gone past, actually. But yeah, that's a very interesting video, mate. There she is. She's human resources, you know, and they are, looking 3 years ahead to have to replace their whole staff that has been miracled. So we're going to leave it there, folks. Okay, thanks for joining in. We'll
and thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, lovely to have you, Lisa. We'll have you anytime, mate. You know that. Yeah. So look, folks, go over a couple of things. This census is coming out. Elections are coming up. Okay, so we have more to talk about in the weeks coming up. We need to get over to Float and get this group, okay, which we will call Unlock the Gong. Everybody needs to be vetted. Everybody, okay? Okay, if you don't know them, okay, and they're just asking to come in, they don't come in until, you know, like we're going to have a couple of administrators here. We'll have to get this worked out. But anyway, that's where we are, folks. All right, if we want to get together, and we're going to get together like we have to, this is what we need to do, okay? We need to use these programs here and these platforms here to get out to people like we are now, but we need to get off them to communicate, people. That's what has to happen. So thank you. We'll see you again in a few days' time or something. We'll see what happens in the meantime. You're home locked in, 12 o'clock, midday, Real Deal Media TV. Get on, have a look. You'll see Lisa, you'll see Dean, you'll see me occasionally. But the rest of the casting crew's all back, I think, aren't they? Yeah, everyone's back on deck.
I think so. I'm not sure about Kristen yet because I'm not sure what's going on there, but yeah.
Yep. Okay, well, thanks, folks. And listen, hey, start and get prepared, okay? Because if this does go down like we think it's going to go down, and we haven't sort of been wrong yet, okay, there is a couple of roads this can take, but I think it's going to take the bad road, folks, okay, at this present time. So get prepared, okay?
Yeah, things are, unfortunately, things are going to get worse before they get any better. So you need to be prepared for that. Make sure you've got like plenty of water, plenty of food, plenty of provisions, torches, just like things that you're going to need to survive if the power goes out, if you're left without water. Just think on that. Get long life food, soups, rice, pasta, things like that. Yeah. Have a look online and look at like provisions for like power outages and power shortages and what they done when there was like disasters in America, what sort of food they had. That'll give you some ideas.
And start to find out who the like-minded people are around you in your community, okay? Because what they are going to do, and I'll tell you, listen, folks, when this big bomb drops, okay, and we go to emergency broadcast system, which we think will happen, okay, at some stage, and these people who have had this double shot, okay, actually realise what the government have done to them, okay, they are not going to be very happy. Okay, so us people, I tell you what, who have stood up and have not had it, they're going to be coming and they're going to be going, why didn't you warn us? You say, we are going to cop it again. Yeah, but we are, Lisa. I can see the writing on the wall.
Yeah, why didn't you warn us? What, like the 500 times that we did warn you? Yeah.
They're not going to care. When they're seeing their loved ones...
That's if they're capable of actually seeing it.
True.
I don't even know anymore because the fact that there's things that are so blatant that they can't see it, I don't even know what's wrong with them at this stage. I don't have a clue.
So I think like-minded people in the community, okay, people that you know have the same views of you, okay, get ready to be able to contact those people in your community, all right, and go, right, or start to talk now. You know, if we
get a little network together, a little support network.
Yeah, all right, and don't do it on social media. Okay, if it's in your network and it's in your community, try and do it. Like, I know you're not allowed to talk to anyone at the moment, but can't go visit houses or anything. But surely we can go for
message on Float.
Yeah, message on Float. There you go. You know, there's a park out the back of my place. I don't care if I have 400. Turn out that's a pretty good idea, actually. Anyway, there's a good thought. There is a park out the back of my place where people can come and have a bit of a walk, you know what I mean? But anyway, we'll look at that. But people...
don't think out loud too much.
Yeah, true. I don't really care, but, you know.
Well, you do.
But, yeah, listen, this is what we need to be doing, okay? Like-minded people in the community, getting to know who those people are. Because I'm going to tell you that these other people in the community, as much as we may love them, okay, as much as we may have have tried to warn them, okay, as much as we still may be trying to warn them and love them, they are going to lose their fucking shit when they find out what's gone on, okay? Absolutely lose their shit.
Maybe.
They
might just blame us because we didn't get
because we didn't get it, yeah. Well, anyway, I'm hanging around, folks. You can't get rid of me that easy, so sorry, I won't be lining
You
up.
really can't. I've been trying to get rid of him for months.
It just doesn't work.
You just can't do it.
Lisa even sent me over some old AstraZeneca they had over in Great Britain, with a needle and everything. Sent it over.
Yeah, he wouldn't take it. I offered him like $3 and he wouldn't do it.
It's good we can laugh about it because we're not in a very
But
good
if he forgets his wedding anniversary, I'm sure Mel will do it when he's sleeping.
Yeah, and I can do that sometimes, yeah.
But it's getting a bit bored now watching her throw the cat at him.
Yeah, and I'm blaming the cabal for that in the deep state because I got that much on my mind, mate, that I do forget things like that. It's funny how this can take over a little bit, you know what I mean?
Don't you dare blame the cabal for forgetting when you met your wife.
Yeah. But no, you sort of need to step back a little bit every couple of days. I'm starting to notice that, folks, and just like, I don't know, we do this all day, every day, just about if I'm not working, you know what I mean, to try and keep up.
Jamie just said in the chat, he keeps coming back like a boomerang.
Yeah. But we got to keep coming back, folks. Okay, we got to be resilient at this time. Okay, because if we drop our guard now, we're gone. Okay. So yeah, we just got to keep the guard up. Hold the line is that old saying. As much as I hate that saying at the moment, that's what it is. It's hold the line, hold out. Okay, and let's get together in August and let's get talking about that. And
Before you sign off, I would just like to say I'm very, very proud of you. Before we went live, I made a banner just in case you done something wrong, and I didn't have to use it. Now, for anybody watching, this is what I made just in case he stuffed it all up.
Because I do stuff
and I didn't have to use it. He made it through an hour and 48 minutes, and he's not stuffed anything up. So
I'm not had to call on Mel once. Hey?
So
but
proud.
You know what? You know the funny thing, folks? I've been in the passenger seat all game. I haven't had to touch the driver wheels yet.
Yeah, but you still can break it, though, because Mel set it all up for you before, and you broke it. So I'm very impressed. Very impressed. Well done. Have a gold star.
Okay, so final thoughts for us Aussies, Lisa. We'll do a little RDM final thought thing. What do you got?
Final thoughts is just stick to your guns. Stick to your guns. Do not let these people bully you into doing anything that you don't want to do. Stand up for what's right. Stand up for your freedom. Stand up for your family, and stand up for your future.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's about it, really. That's all I could say. Just stand up.
Yeah. We have to, because the time's come, folks, okay? And I think most of you out there on the other side of this camera know that the time has come, okay? You saw the little antics on the police, okay? We got about 1,000 of them they had in the city last week. So, that's, that was funny. That was a good bit of humour for the end of the weekend. I couldn't believe that when I saw that on Saturday night. That just, made my day. So we'll sign off from here, folks, and we'll talk to you in a couple of days. In the meantime, get over to RDM. Find your own truth, whatever's going on there, and have a look around. Get off your mainstream television and get onto like we said, Mike Adams, Natural News, okay, RDM, Stu Peters, Alex Jones, probably the only four I'd bother mentioning. That'd be it. Okay, and as I said to you before, Stu Peters for an early morning update on what is going on. Just bang, 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 bang on highlights about what's really going on with the jab and the different things out there, folks, is really good, all right? And then it's over to Real Deal Media for the 12 o'clock.
Who's that bloke that got a Sky News Australia banned?
He got what banned?
Sky News Australia got banned on YouTube. Who was that?
Yeah, so that's our Alan Jones. So you've got Alex Jones over there. Remember, we keep getting him
He's been quite risky for being a mainstream platform, but he's been quite good on some topics as well.
He's had a go, Alex. They've silenced him now because he's got out of hand. He's pushing very hard. He's cabal based. He knows what's going on. He's awake.
Yeah, but he's tried. He's
had a go. Yeah,
they've shut him up. Very rare on the mainstream.
Yeah. Look, quite a rich man, actually. So I don't think you'll see the end of Alan Jones, actually. The guy's got money. He's got contacts. And I think you will see him re-emerge somewhere. I don't know where, because the mainstream will all have him blocked, obviously, because they're all working together. But I'm sure you will see Alan Jones come back out somewhere bigger and stronger than ever, because And, you know, it should be him. You might know those people, but it should be him, George Christensen, and Craig Kelly and Clive Palmer. You know, 4 people pretty prominent. There's another one in Western Australia we found out about last night as well, who's really standing up for the people over there. So, you know, they're the politicians, like I said last night, folks. They're the ones that we need to get behind. We need to give our vote, okay, when it comes to the time to vote, which is coming up very soon, because these are the only people that are standing up for you. Like I said, Ryan Park, he doesn't give 2 shits about you people in this electorate here that I live in. Scully doesn't give 2 shits about you in Wollongong. Your Lord Mayor doesn't give 2 craps about you. Your law enforcement doesn't seem to give 2 craps about you, okay? And certainly your Marianne Saliba down there in Kiama is the only one who's trying to have a go, you know what I mean, for 6 weeks. She's been trying to get answers out of the government and can't get them, Lisa. 6 weeks. Yeah, and this is a...
Yeah, and a pandemic.
Yeah, and this is a fellow minister. Fellow minister of the government.
Shouldn't take 6 days to get the information that you need for your community.
Yeah.
6 days. It should not take that long in a pandemic. The fact that it's been 6 weeks is ridiculous and pathetic.
Yeah. And they're just
shows you
ignoring
how
her.
bullshit it all is.
Yeah, and they're just ignoring her, just putting her off until they get their agenda set, which they're doing very quick. So thanks, folks. Thank you, Lisa. Very, very much appreciated you coming in. I'm sure the folks will love that. And we will talk to you again very, very soon, people. Okay, thank you. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Have a good week. Bye.